My guest at this time is an actress, a host, a singer, and a personality. You know her from ABC's Make Me a Finalist, Make Me a Star, excuse me, and she's on MTV's Young and Married. We are joined with Shannon Hamm right here, right now. Hello, Shannon.
Hello, how are you doing tonight? I just heard your announcement. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us in the chat room. It's not often that we have a guest that actually joins us in the chat room, so that's a huge plus. So
Oh, okay, great.
thank you so much, and let's go ahead and begin. We definitely gonna talk about Make Me a Star and Young and Mary in a little bit, but what
All right.
what got you into being an entertainer? You're an entertainer, obviously. You're actress. You sing. You are a TV personality. But what made you decide to get into entertainment?
Well, that is a great question. When I was about, I'd say 3 years old, my parents decided that I had a little bit too much energy and wanted to put me into dance classes. So that kind of started it all. My first year I had a recital and I was up on stage and I just remember at that moment, I remember it like it was yesterday, I love this. This is something that I want to do. And it just kind of spun off from there. You know, as I got older, I started doing musicals and singing in choir, obviously, doing dance team for my high school, marching drum and bugle corps competitively in the summers, and it just kind of spiraled, and then the point in time came to, graduate high school and figure out, okay, now what are we going to do? And I probably could have done a lot of more traditional things, but, acting and performing and entertaining was just always in the back of my mind. So I said, screw it, let's do it. So I moved to New York City, never had visited before, just moved right up here and attended the American Musical and Dramatic Academy for musical theater and kind of got my feet wet in the New York scene, which I hadn't been a part of it all before. And after my graduation, I started auditioning and hustling and seeing what I could do, and here we are today with the ABC and the Young and Married, and I also have had the pleasure and honor of working on The Good Wife on CBS, and as well as a few independent feature films. So I've been really blessed thus far, and I'm just very excited that I'm able to entertain and share my artistic side with the world. I think it's just something that has always kind of been instilled in me, and that's why I'm here.
That's awesome just to hear your story, and you are a Jill of all trades, and let me ask you this. Um, Considering you've been on television and all, like
hmm
do you get a chance to watch yourself on TV? And if so, what's the reaction you begin? Like, oh my God, that's me on TV. Like, how do you
Yeah,
feel when you see yourself on television?
yeah, it's kind of cool. It's strange, but it's when it first happened, it was the most exciting thing ever because how many people can sit down and watch primetime television and be like, oh my gosh, there I am. um, but I think the strangest moment for me in watching myself was when the MTV Young and Married show came out, and I finally watched that because I wasn't just sitting there watching a character, someone that I was bringing to life. I was watching my actual life story unfold before my eyes, and it was a little scary to see. I knew everything that we filmed, but not everything in reality makes it to the final cut. So that was probably one of the most nerve-wracking things that I've had to watch in watching myself perform. I also find I have a very critical eye, and I'm one of those people who will obsessively watch scenes that I've done over and over and pick them apart and destroy myself for whatever reason. And I've come to learn that I need to not do that and that I can only watch things once, and that's that. Because if I watch them more than that, then, we're getting into a whole different ball game of okay, Shannon, how are we going to fix this next time? But that isn't always necessarily the healthiest option for an actor.
I could definitely understand where you're coming from, especially when you watch a show such as Young and Mary, and that comes a point when it's like, okay, I've seen enough of myself. Like I know who I am, and
Exactly.
that's always going to be people that watch television nitpick oh, she's this, or oh, he's that, and I guess you really don't know who the person are unless you actually talk to the person, unless you hear their voice, unless you see them face to face, and that's just that's probably one of the things about reality TV shows. At times, people just nitpick, especially when something crazy happens, and it's just and like you said, they have these shows. They film so much stuff that not all of it's gonna make the cut. Now the only thing
Right.
that's gonna make the cut is the stuff that's crazy, that's over the top, that's compelling. Well, they will say compelling, but the
Right.
viewers will say over the top. A little, wow, I can't believe I just see that. So, um, but I kudos to you for at least trying it and just knowing that there's always going to be people nitpicking. That people think they know some things, but they don't until you actually hear from. Don't just rely on. Sometimes don't believe everything you read in magazines. Well, sometimes don't believe everything you see on TV. Don't believe
Yeah, it's so
everything.
true. It's so true. I mean, you can, and everyone's going to have an opinion because everyone was raised in a different environment with different morals and beliefs, and you're going to have people at all ends of the spectrum. So it's definitely interesting to just kind of see how people react, but also I think it's a good idea to kind of step back and say, this is what I did, this is it, take it or leave it, and kind of move on to the next thing.
Well said, Shannon. Well said. What was it like being on the ABC show Make Me a Star, which you ended up being a finalist for the show? And when it comes to shows like that, like you only get one shot, and for you to make it that far in the competition, that speaks volumes. That means the show or the judges believe in you, and you keep elevating yourself and you take it to a whole nother level. What was it like being on that show?
Yeah, absolutely. ABC Make Me a Star it was a digital outreach contest. So everything was done online, which was kind of cool. It was the first time that a major network had ever done a contest as such. When I first found out about the contest, I decided, what do I have to lose here? I might as well, they had sides, you audition, you send in a tape, and I got the phone call about a month later. I actually had forgotten all about it, and I got a phone call. Hey, you're going to be, moving to the next level. So it was cool because I didn't necessarily. Everything was done from my home. Everything that I recorded and sent in, everything was just from my home. So it wasn't like, a traditional reality competition show where, you're standing on a sound stage in front of all these people, and it was very intimate, but it was interesting because of the people that were able to actually see it without us having to really go anywhere, which I think kind of sets apart how much things are changing and how, I mean, right now we're talking on an online internet radio show, and people from all over are listening, and it's from their own homes, and I'm sitting here in my PJs hanging out talking to you guys. So it's kind of cool to not have to necessarily go somewhere and have this big thing, but still have something awesome happening. So going back to ABC, the whole process with that, it was very unique and interesting, and one of the most, going to be honest, stressful times of my life because it was a lot of waiting and waiting. But the fact that I was even selected to go that far just shows that ABC saw something in me, and hopefully in the near future will want to bring me in to possibly use me for one of their shows, whether it's on ABC Family, ABC, Disney Channel. I mean, there's so many outlets that they have. And actually, they had a second round competition again this past December, and I auditioned again, made it as a finalist a second time. Did not win a second time, but like I said, just to be the finalist and to be selected twice in a row was incredible. So definitely the next time that ABC decides to do that contest, I'll be right there waiting to jump on that train again.
Well, I congratulate you for you making it far on that on Make Me a Star. It just shows that you definitely have the drive. You have the drive. You have the will. You have the determination to reach for your goals, and you got quite the resume that a lot of aspiring actors and actresses still trying to get. So
Right.
you
Thank
you
you so much.
you you
Thank you.
you on the right track as for what I read and hear about you. You're going places. That being said, um, by the way, you can follow Shannon on Twitter at Shan the Ham with two M's.
That's right.
I'm not sure. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan or not, but if you are, that would make a intriguing wrestling name. Shane the Ham sounds
It's going to be a
intimidating.
throwdown.
Yeah, yeah, and your finishing maneuver will be the Shanner, the Shanner Hammer.
It's perfect.
Yes,
Shan the Hammer.
yes.
I can see it now.
Who knows? That may be the next thing you do. I don't know. I mean, you do everything else. You sing, you act, you're on TV. You're an entertainer. You are.
Right, so let's throw wrestling into the mix. I'll have you to thank for that when I jump in. I'll make sure that I credit you with my name.
I definitely appreciate that. So Shannon, what else you have in store in the rest of 2014? You got any like upcoming TV shows, movies, films, anything particular you're working on right now?
Yes, I do. 2014 has been pretty good to me thus far. Like I said, I've had the privilege of working on the show The Good Wife. This season has been an insane season, and I actually, right now, I'm playing Peter Florrick's main assistant on the show. So you'll see me wandering around, bringing some coffee, standing by at press conferences on that show on Sunday nights. I also just our last episode was actually just released online. I did a web series called My New Roommate. That is with Comedy Flow Entertainment. You can find them on YouTube. Comedy Flow, FLO. And I play the main character's sister. There's some crazy scenes where you'll see me doing some outlandish activities, but definitely check it out. And then right now I am currently just wrapping up filming for an independent feature film called Early Light. The storyline is about two boys who were convicted of murder at a very young age. I believe they were 11 when they were convicted. They served time for 10 years in a juvie, and they're just being re-released out into society. And I play one of the boys' love interests. So that's been very intense, very awesome, exciting script, just very intense. The director, Jeffrey Barbier, is awesome, and the gentleman playing opposite me, Traeger Galinsky, he's an awesome actor as well, and that's just a really exciting project that I look forward to see where that's going to go next. I believe that they have, they're expecting the film to go to festivals, and it will also be released on Netflix, and probably not a wide release in theaters, but probably the major metropolitan areas. We will see it in some of those independent theaters that you see around. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. I'm actually sitting down right now looking at two scripts for two auditions that I need to film and send on their way when I'm done with you guys this evening. So So lots of positive, good things coming up. I'm also workshopping a new musical. Gosh, so many things. It's called Coffee the Musical. I've been working on it for about 2 years now. We are going down to Dallas the beginning of May to meet with about 500 CEOs. There's a gentleman by the name of Jeffrey Hazlett, who is a star of a show on Bloomberg Television called The C-Suite with Jeffrey Hazlett. He's having a convention down in Dallas, and we're going to have a few surprises from the musical for all these CEOs, and hopefully we'll be able to move forward with some more financial backing to get the musical on its feet by this fall in an off-Broadway theater in New York City. So I believe that's everything that I'm doing right now, but you never know. There could be something new tomorrow.
That should definitely keep you busy at least throughout the summer, if not, dare I say, the remainder of 2014. So everybody, check out all the upcoming projects Shannon has in store. Her website is shannonham.com, and if you want to book her for maybe more projects and interviews and things like that, go to worldentertainmentagency.com. You can book Shannon and holler at Troy and Craig and keep this woman busy. Keep her busy,
Yes, please.
and the
And
more
yes, I just want to say hi to Greg and Troy. They're my guys. They're always doing so many good things for me, and I appreciate everything. So I just want to shout out to them really quick.
I think it makes sense that you were with them, considering you're a New Yorker and they from the New Jersey area. So y'all got that New York, New Jersey connection going on right now. So,
Great.
that's and sometimes New York and New Jersey don't look eye to eye on some things. People think New Jersey is like the little brother to Big Brother, which is New York. So,
I mean, I see that sometimes, but I enjoy taking a drive over to New Jersey and just escaping the madness of this city every once in a while. I am at heart a Pennsylvania girl, so, getting in a car and being able to see grass and front lawns and driveways is really exciting for me.
Cool. So, well, Shannon, it was so great chatting with you. And you out there. Even when you're doing the interview, you still busy. You be looking at scripts and you on the phone. Girl, you all over the place. So
That's right.
So I appreciate your company. Thank you for the congrats on the day change, and continued success, Shannon. I'll definitely be on the lookout for your upcoming projects, and the one on Netflix especially. I just so happen to have a Netflix on my PlayStation 3, so maybe
Perfect.
I can finally put it to use now. So
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and again, congrats, and have a great evening.
you too, Shannon. Thank you again.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. That was Shannon Hamm, aka Sham the Ham, Sham the Hammer. She out there hammering these scripts right now.